Hello, everybody. Welcome to this special session of MyHeritage webinars. Today, talking about UK records and collections available in the MyHeritage search engine. Before we start, I would like to remind you all that you have a question panel on your webinar panel settings. You can write there any question, any comment that you have. I will keep an eye on that as I go. I will try to answer any questions, and if not during the presentation, I will do it at the end, so no worries, stick till the very end to get your answers. Hello, everybody that is already using this panel to say hi. I really appreciate all of you being here. My name, yes, my name is Daniel Horowitz, and I am the genealogy expert at MyHeritage. Since 2006, I am working in this company and happily ever after. But before that, I was the study guide editor and teacher of this school project called Searching for My Roots. That's backed in Venezuela. That's why my funny accent. And even before that, I was already interested in genealogy. Now, volunteer time I spent also in Israel towards crowdsourced digitization and transcription projects, mostly for the Israel Genealogy Research Association. I would like to extend a very warm thank you to this wonderful Facebook group, Ancestry UK, the friendly family history group. Definitely you are friendly. And for me, it's a pleasure to be able to enlighten you about what MyHeritage has for you and your research. So I hope you enjoy and learn a little bit about what we offer. First, let me tell you a little bit about the company itself. I'm working there since 2006, but the company was formed even a couple of years before that. So we are not new, okay? And we are based in Israel, but we have people all over the world. We have representatives. We have a couple of offices also in the United States. And the whole goal of MyHeritage is to empower you to discover what makes you who you are. And we do that connecting your past, your present, and your future through all the technologies, records, and information that we have for you. MyHeritage started actually as a family tree website and software to allow people to build their family trees there. Today, we have more than 50 million of those, including 4 billion profiles on those trees, and they are maintained by more than 110 million users from around the world. Later on, we add the historical records, which is what I am going to show you today. We already surpassed the 12 billion number. In fact, I was looking today after we released a very special collection of records that we are in 12.4. The third part of MyHeritage is the DNA, and we have 4 million kids in our database. All of them are getting both the ethnicity estimation and the DNA matches with other users. Just a few, whoever decides, will get the health reports, and we are about to increase that number in a couple of weeks. All this, and it's very important, it's supported in 42 languages. MyHeritage is the only company that supports so many languages, which makes us definitely a very international company. And you know, a lot of times when I travel, I used to travel before this troubled times to conferences, people always ask me what is difference between MyHeritage and the other companies out there. So definitely, for all what I already mentioned, we have a global strength. The fact that we have the eyes both in Europe and in the United States, the fact that we have users all over the world, definitely that makes us apart. But that's not the only way, or the only thing we have. We also have superior technology. Part of it, you will see it today. Another, you will probably already experience or heard about when you have a family tree on MyHeritage. And I'm talking about the matching technology that we have between trees and records. We try to be as friendly and approachable, exactly as you people in Facebook. And if we're not doing a good job, please let us know. We love to hear feedback from our users. Finally, and the goal of this presentation is to show you some of the exclusive databases that we have at MyHeritage and the ones that will benefit your research. Okay, so I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the search engine itself. It is actually a lot of top of the line technology created specially in-house by our engineers with the goal, again, to help you discover your relative. Now, you need to understand that it's not just a bunch of engineers putting together in one room to code this the right way, but all this is directed by a genealogist itself. No, not me, by our own CEO and founder of the company, Gilad Yaffe. Gilad is making sure that this is easy to use, efficient, and has the most advanced and smart technology with features like, for example, the name matching and the name translation that I'm going to show you today. And definitely this makes the search engine something valuable for all the users around the world. So if you go now, well, not now, today, after I finish my presentation, to the search engine, probably you will see this image. The numbers, as I said, it's 12.4 billion, but I don't want you to start searching for your names right away. What I would like you to try is to go down on that page and realize that there is a world map here. And in this world map, when you click on any continent, and I know that you have a preference for Europe, so let me go there, you will see a list of countries. Now, among those countries, we have the United Kingdom. Yes, because United Kingdom is not one country, but it's a group of different countries, and we understand that, so we group them all together and we make them available right there for you. So all the idea of have this list of countries and places is that at any point in time you can click any of those names and focus and center your search in that area. For example, Wales. Well, we have a dedicated page for all the collections that we have about Wales. Now, you see on the right side of the screen, right below the flag, that the Wales is not only the Wales, it's also the England and Wales collection. And we have a lot of databases for you. A few of the collections that we have, the selection of collections that we have is the Birth, Marriage, and Death Index from 1837 to 2005. We have the censuses from 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91, 01, and 11. Very soon, as soon as they open the next one, we already hope to have it available for you. But also the Register of England and Wales in 1939, or the wills and probates or birth, baptism, and marriages from the 1500s, and the Prerogative Court of Canterbury Index of Wills 1384 to 1858. I have to tell you that probably these records are one of the most oldest records that MyHeritage has for you. And I decided to use all those as an examples of the features that the search engine and MyHeritage technology offers you. So here, for example, we are looking at a birth index for Richard G. Adams. You can see on the page a description of this collection on the right side, and you can also see the image on the bottom. Why? Well, because we genealogists don't trust anybody, right? When we find any detail, we actually want to see the original image. And obviously, I'm only 48, but I'm pretty sure that not even a younger guy will be able to read that small print. So let's zoom in. Let's make that image available full screen. And now it's a little bit better to read. And I still can zoom in and out, so we don't want you to force your eyes. And of course, I can print or download these records at any time, okay? So here you will be able to evaluate and read every image that we have. Let's go out of this full screen image, just to let you know what's happening below that picture. So here you can see that on the top you will always have the name of the person in the record. So that's what we call a sticky banner to focus your research on the person. But on the bottom part, we see that anyone can post a comment for this record. And this is important because if you find the record of your family, what I normally do is I leave a comment over there. If somebody else will jump into this page in the future, we'll be able to see my comment over there, will be able also to contact me and find out how I am related. Now, this is a different record. In this case, is the marriage of John R.R. Tolkien. And here you can see that I have another person involved in this record. This is the spouse, or what we think is the spouse. Well, this is a marriage record. We have a John. Yeah, Edith should be the spouse. Now, you notice that Edith is written in a different color, orange. And when you click in her name, we will automatically jump and take you to her record. Well, it's definitely kind of the same record, but a marriage record will have both a record for the groom and a record for the bride as well. Now, the interesting thing here is that when I turn into Edith, on the right side below the description of the collection, I see that MyHeritage actually found more records for Edith. She is in different family trees. I can find probably her birth certificate or her death certificate as well. And every time I go and I click into any of those records, more records are going to appear, and you are going to spend probably a long time analyzing and enjoying all the records that MyHeritage is founding for you. Now for you, not only about Edith or John, but any other person that will be mentioned in those records. Now in this case, I have, this is a census for Eric Blair, and I can see here that I have not only details about Eric, but I also have his occupation. Well, at 7, he is at school, obviously, but I have a mother and a sister. Now, interestingly, you see that the mother should be Ida Blair, but it says over there also Idan Blair. What's going on with these double names over there? Let's see. First, remember, I want to see the image. And for some reason, I don't see the image here. Well, at least MyHeritage procured to put a button over there that will show me the census. Same button on the corner to blow it up, or I can even from here use the plus and the minus there to zoom in and out. Now that I have seen the record, I have the whole household listed in the record and also in the transcription. So I see that Idan is the head, then Eric is the son, Avril is the daughter, and then they had 2 servants. Now, would you see that for Ida, I have suggested alternative for as Idan? What is this? Well, this is an option that MyHeritage gives you in every structured record. A structured record means that we know exactly which part is the first name, which part is the second name, which part is the age, the date, etc. And MyHeritage will allow you to suggest alternative whenever you spot an error. And in this case, I can see that a MyHeritage member suggested that there was a transcription error and suggested a different name for Ida Blair or Ida Blair. She suggested that it should be Idan with the N. Well, I guess that Yuval should know, okay? But you can also suggest an alternative for any name, and MyHeritage is going to ask you also why you are suggesting this name, and you can write over there an explanation and tell everybody why is that. And your suggestion is going to be added to the record. So now if somebody finds the record, your name is going to be associated over there, and people will actually be able to contact and communicate with you as well. Okay, another part of the UK is Ireland. Yes, and we also have a dedicated page there. And among the selection of collections that we have for Ireland, well, we have censuses, we have marriages, we have death, but we also have the Griffith valuation from 1847 to 1864. We have passengers arriving in New York from Ireland, and of course from any other country or place in the world. We have the Slater's Directory of Ireland for 1846, 1870, 1881, and 1894. We have the Index of Burials for the last 119 years, as well as the transatlantic migration to North America and Britain and Ireland, and the Electoral Register from 1832 to 1838. Now, in this example, we have the record of Samuel Barclay Beckett. This is the 1911 Ireland census, and here again we are seeing on the corner the thumbnail of the record, but I don't see a record on the page, so I will need to click to view the full record at the National Archive of Ireland because we have a partnership with them and we have a copy of the index, but we don't have the pictures. So we take you exactly to the page where you can view more details and view the actual image. Yep, right there is the image, Census of Ireland, 1901. So you're not only seeing the image, you're also learning about the source for this information. And source citations are critical. Every piece of information that you add to your family tree should be source cited, should have a note, and should allow you to go back sometime in the future and go and get that information again. Now, what about Scotland? Yes, we also have Scotland records. What about birth and baptism since 1564 to 1950? We have the burials and cremation index from 1840 to 2014. We have, of course, marriages, we have census extract, we have birth and baptism from 1640 to 1860. This will complete the previous collection that that I listed. Of course, death and prison registers, as well as the Sheriff County Paternity Case Index 1748 to 1914. Nothing better than a juicy story to enlighten or despite the interest of our relatives and the kids to do and help us a little bit with the research. Now, in this case, I try to look for Emily or Emmeline in the 1841 Scotland census. I was sure she was there. I don't know what happened. Well, anyhow, MyHeritage is telling me that no results are there. So I have two options. I can either go back and redo my search and try to find more records with other characteristics or other features, but I can also, right from here, edit my search. And I can correct or modify the name. I can add a last name if I know, and I can also add even more fields. If you know the birth, if you know the residence, if you want to add keywords to that search, you can add it right from here, and this will improve the results that you are getting. Of course, that you don't need to have an exact date. You can have an approximation and then even say what age she was at the time, or just calculate the years, and we will calculate plus minus some years if you say. We have the place of residence and the year for that, or as I said before, the keywords, and I don't know, maybe she was a servant in a tavern, and that will help you try to locate the records. Now, England, you saw already in Wales a couple of the England records that we have, but we have way more, way more. Well, we have birth and christening and marriages and death and burials and the electoral rolls and the Derbyshire Church of England Parish Register, Warwickshire Parish Register, Norfolk Bishop Transcripts, Bristol Parish Register. We have Leicestershire. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing those names correctly. I know, I'm sorry for that. But Essex, oh, that parish I know, Dorset, Norfolk. Yes, a lot of parishes in England, including the Jewish Chronicles. Okay, that's one I actually know. The Jewish community in England is still very big, and it has its own newspaper over there. And we have a copy of the index and that collection. And finally, the national roll of the Great War from 1914 to 1918. Now, this is the Wallace Henry Hartley Wills and Probate collection. So in here, I will see that he filed a will or probably a probate. And one characteristic when I have not one document but a file or a complete file is that I want to browse back and forth in those records, because if it's the first line or the last line where my guy appears, well, probably the rest of the family or more family are in the previous or the next pages, and you want to go back and forth. Now, you also have an option of pagination. You can jump and go to any pages, and depending the records and depending your guys, I will strongly suggest you to take a good couple of steps back and start evaluating all the names that you have in those images. Now, up till here, I have been watching and enjoying the records, but I would like to save this record to my family tree. I have a family tree on MyHeritage. I hope you do as well. And from each record, I don't know if you notice, but you will always have the possibility to save the record. What this means, it means to create a connection between your tree and the record. Now, MyHeritage is going to automatically suggest you who in your family tree matches this record. And if we are mistaken, you can, of course, say, no, this is another guy. It's just because it's the same first name and last name doesn't mean that you are correct. But you can start typing the name. You can see the people that you have in your family tree, and you can select any right person to save the record. Once you have your right individual over there, you click continue. And that's it. The record has been assigned to that individual. So nothing, absolutely nothing has changed except for the fact that now when you go to the family tree, you can see that there is a connection to this record and jump into the record directly. But let's see what MyHeritage is suggesting. Now I can extract the information from the record into the family tree. That sounds interesting. Let's see how I will do it. Well, MyHeritage is going to present you with a side-by-side comparison between your guy in your family tree on the left and the information from the record on the right. So you will see, for example, and MyHeritage is alerting me about an improved first name, because the guy was not Wallace, he was Wallace Henry. And he was resident in Yorkshire, England. I didn't knew that. And he died not only in 1912, as I knew, but on the 15th of April of 1912. So all this is improved. Great. So how can I take advantage of all this? Just by clicking on the arrows that you see in the middle. The information is going to be copied from the record to your tree. You will be able to edit any piece of the information before you save it. Every piece of information is going to be copied with a source citation. Remember, I said this is very important. We don't want you in a couple of weeks, months, or years to start scratching your head finding out where did you found this information from. So source citation is going to be copied right away. And you can even click on more information. You will be able to edit and see one more layer of the information that you have over there. I would like to draw your attention to the fact of the death, which I already had a year, and that year had a source citation, but now I'm getting the full date, but I don't want to overwrite my information. So I'm actually going to add it as an alternative, and the information is going to be 2 times with the 2 different sources in my family tree, and it's going to be kept there. The source citation, I can review it, edit, and evaluate it. And I can also take advantage and write a whole note in the biography section. Once you have done all this, all what you need to do is to click on the orange button at the bottom, and that will save the whole information into your tree. Now you see that on the top part of the record, I have a mark that says that this record was saved to Wallace Henry in my Smith family tree that I use for DNA on my family website. Now on the bottom, the part where we have the comments, I see now that also, and other people will see that this record was saved to an individual in a family tree. From here also I can save to other people because the record may mention all the descendants or the inheritance of Wallace. So I am going to be able from here to click and see and add another person. I can also extract more information to the tree, or if in the future I realize that the information was not accurate and I made a mistake, here is where you're coming to undo the save or the connection between the individual and the tree, but all the information that you saved to your tree is going to remain there. You will need to go and to delete those pieces of information manually. I can also see here the source citation for this record, and I can copy paste it or just simply print it and take it into a log or any other place I would like. Now, you will not believe what I learned when I was preparing this presentation. And I prepared this presentation already a few months ago, even before we agreed to give it to the group. And I learned something that I think is wonderful, like how the UK flag is composed by the flag of England, Scotland, and North Ireland. I really didn't knew this, and now I understand better the concept of the United Kingdom, and not only as me, but also MyHeritage. And MyHeritage has also a dedicated page for the whole United Kingdom collection. Now, just in case, because I heard that we're going to improve some things on the search engine, and I want to give you all the bells and whistles that MyHeritage has, I would like to draw your attention to the last option in the menu, which is research. And under that menu, you will find an option called the collection catalog. This is a list of all the databases, all the collections that we have in our search engine. You can actually sort them either by the number of records or the last update. And here is my recommendation. If you use and visit this page often, you will see exactly the new collections that MyHeritage are adding to the search engine. On the left side, you will be able to browse to specific categories or subcategory collection. And also from here, you will be able to refine or to view the collections by continents or by countries, just as I show you in the map outside. Right here, you see that I can select in Europe or any other continent, and I will see here the list of collections. And at the moment, I think we already have a little bit more. The United Kingdom had 576 different collections. You can also refine here by years or ask to show only collections that have images. Now, how you can find more about those records and a little bit more also about, oh, this is not good, about the MyHeritage search engine. This just jumped to the wrong part. I'm very sorry for that because you already saw all that. Okay, so a little bit of the characteristics that the search engine has. When you're typing a name in the homepage or in the search page, you will be prompted with the people in your family tree, because we understand that probably you are wanting to research those individuals. This is another reason why to have a family tree on MyHeritage. Now, I do know that at least Heather is a little bit concerned about family trees being public. So let me tell you, Heather, that the family trees on MyHeritage are by default semi-private. What that means: living individuals are going to be privatized, dead individuals are going to be public. Now, you can change at any point in time in the website settings that criteria. You can make your tree as close or as open as you want. Okay, so in this case, I can select any person from any family tree. Now, I already showed you that we have all kinds of records, but what you don't know is that every form and every collection that you will be able to search has an advanced search. And the reason for that is because each collection has different fields. The fields for the birth are not the same as for the marriage, and are not the same as the military, and definitely not the same for directories and guides. So each page and each form has the appropriate fields for you to fill and perform the search. Also, MyHeritage allows you to search somebody by multiple events and relationships. So I can actually search for somebody that was born in a particular date and place, or the marriage in a particular date and place, or that has the mother with the name of the mother, or the details of the father or the sibling. And notice, please, that I have not filled the first and last name for the person. So only using the events and relatives of the person that I'm looking, even if I don't know anything about it, I will be able to find it. Now, on the last names, well, you should know, same as me, that they can bring you a lot of headaches because the pronunciation and the spelling of the names may not be the same in each country. So MyHeritage and the technology takes care of that. You can just use whatever spelling you are used to for the last name, and MyHeritage will apply the Soundex technology and other technologies in order to find the right one for you. But not only on the last name, which is the most common thing in genealogy search engines, but also on the first name. So we will have intelligence technology to determine different spellings for John, or to know that Robert may be also spelled as Bob, or if you want just the J to be counted as an initial for a first name, and in that way find all other possibilities for your records. If you don't know the exact date of an event, that's not a problem. You can use a year or an approximate date, and you can say how many years back and forth you want to include the search for, and MyHeritage will take care of that. And finally, keywords, free text, any word that you think that how this works or that will help on your search, it's fair to use and to put over there, and MyHeritage will consider for the results. Talking about the results are going to be ranked according to a score in stars. The more stars the result has, meaning that it's probably more accurate or more the answer that you were looking for. And this works exactly as Google. How many of you go beyond the first, maybe the second, the third page in Google? Exactly, not very many. So as you go and you move through the results and through the pages, you will see that the stars will go and will get it low and lower. So all you need to do is to go back and to edit the search as I showed you before and improve your search and your results. Now here also you will see all the categories and subcategories, and I always suggest you to start with a broader search. So you can actually search only for a last name, and then if you are looking for military records or newspapers, you can drill down and you can add a first name, and that is how you will be able to find your guys. You can use whatever you want in your fields except for wildcards. MyHeritage doesn't allow you to use wildcards because you don't need. Our technology takes care on the wildcards in an automatic way. We already know we have dictionaries of different spellings for the names based on the family trees that people are building, and we take all that into account. One other thing you can do from here is to use the facets on the lower part to refine your search, because if you're looking again for a person and you see some first names and last names or parents' names or years and places that are related to your family, you can just select them here, and the results are going to be using that information to show you a restricted amount of results, which are probably the one that you are looking for. Now, going back to the wildcards, the names, and why you don't need them. Well, you may be looking for a Jacob Schmidt. And yes, you may think that that is the way you spell it. And I already said that we have the soundex and we have the synonyms, but what if Jacob Schmidt actually has records in other countries? And by other countries, I mean also other languages. It could be Greek, it could be Hebrew, it could be Russian, it could be Ukrainian. I don't know you, I cannot manage that many languages. I can do definitely Spanish, English, Hebrew, but that's it. Greek, Russian, and Ukraine, no way, Jose. So by MyHeritage, actually using the global name translation technology is going to take the search in your language, in this case, English, and it's going to find your individual, well, in this case, my cousin, Alexander, and it's going to find it in Ukraine, in the Ukraine church books. The only problem is that, as expected, the records over there are in Ukrainian, and I already said I don't read Ukrainian. Well, No problem, because MyHeritage took the job also to retransliterate back whatever the record says, at least on the first and last name. So I will be able to read and find out which one of those is actually my guy. So yeah, wildcards, they're not need to use anymore. We have fine technology to take care of that. So you can discover your family as well. All you need to do is to register at myheritage.com, preferably use or upload or build a family tree, because one of the technologies with all these records MyHeritage is going to apply is the record match, and you will be able to get and see the records right delivered to you. Or you can go to the search engine, you can start searching and putting over their names and discover your relatives there. So before I go to the questions, and I already see a few in the panel, so feel free to keep writing over there your questions and I will be more than happy to answer. I have a few very interesting announcements for you. If you happen to have relatives in the US, you still have a couple more of days to browse over the US yearbook record collection. Not only MyHeritage made it free, but also we took the in-color technology and we colorize all those black and white pages. So now you can find your relatives or yourself in bright colors in your yearbook. So go to myheritage.com/yearbook and you will be able to search all of them for free. But this is just until the 23. So what do you do after? Or better say, right away, since today until the 26th, MyHeritage also made all the military records available for free. And this is in honor of Victory Day. You have millions and millions of records at your disposition. Here you only need to go to myheritage.com/military-records and find the records there for you. A couple of days ago, we released a very important collection, the Greek collection. This is unique. There is no other website, there is no other place where you are going to find these Corfu vital records, these Sparta marriages, the Greece electoral roll from 1863 to 1924. This is a full collection created by MyHeritage, or with the help of MyHeritage, better said, and people in Greece. We help in the digitization, we help in the transcription, and now we have all those records available at myheritage.com/Greek-records right there for you. Also, a few weeks ago, we refreshed the theories of family relativity. So if you have a DNA kit on MyHeritage, either a MyHeritage test or an upload from any other company, because MyHeritage accepts also uploads from other companies, go ahead and check your DNA matches page, because probably by now you have a very nice banner alerting you about the theory, about the possible path that will connect you and your DNA match, and it could be through other family trees or through records that we found how to explain how you two are connected. So give it a try and please keep us posted of success stories. If you want to learn more, I would love to see you in our Ask the Expert sessions. Those are 30-minute sessions that we have every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's US Eastern Time. You can see over there the subjects that we are going to talk about during the month of May and June. I hope you enjoy, and if by any chance you missed because you didn't know about these sessions, we have been doing this since March. We put some of the recordings in our knowledge base, and that is under education.myheritage.com. Over there, you will have webinars like this. You also will have how-to videos. You will have articles that you can read and enjoy, and downloadable resources that can help you not only manage and understand better genealogy and how to deal with it on MyHeritage, but also it's totally free. You don't even need to register. It's our present for the whole genealogy world. If you need the URLs, I just copy them on the chat and will make sure that you receive also by email tomorrow all these URLs. I would like to invite you to like me, follow me, stalk me, whatever the social media will require. This is the way that I keep everybody up to date with what is going on MyHeritage. So feel free to take note. Feel free to go into your preferred and favorite social media and just friend me, and let's keep the conversation. Okay? So now all what is left for me is to thank you very much for your interest and your attention. Again, thank you for the Ancestry UK Friendly History group in Facebook for this opportunity. And I will pass now to read the questions and give you the answers that I can in here. So let's see. Teza is asking, does the first name matching include abbreviations such as Robert, Robbed, Roe? Yes, Teza, we do take in account not only the first letter as initial, but also shorter names, especially, by the way, we applied extra tip of technology in our directory books because sometimes the directories actually name people like that because they needed the space. So Robert ends up being R-O-B-T, and we need to understand that that's Robert. Yes. Mandy. Okay. You're welcome, Mandy. Is just saying that this is impressive and it's encouraging to switch or at least try MyHeritage. Ellen is asking, can you provide a list of the UK and Irish records that are exclusive to MyHeritage? That's a very nice question, Ellen, and I'm very sorry that the answer will be no can do. Basically because I don't know. I do know that some of the records that we have are available someplace else, definitely. I even show you how we have partnership with records that appeared in the National Archive. But definitely you need to take in account that searching in MyHeritage gives you benefits. Benefits with not only the spelling of the names and the translation. So even if it's not an exclusive MyHeritage database, it's worthwhile to give it a look and to check it. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know exactly which ones are exclusive. I do know about the Greek ones, and you can actually go into the blog and also read, because this is a whole story. This is a whole project that took a few years, and I have knowledge of the project for a few years already. Okay. Mandy is very grateful for Essex as her ancestors are from there, so I'm very happy. And Joel wants me to ignore his question because I already answered it. Okay, thank you, Joe. It is my pleasure. Let me see one more question from Allison. Thank you very much for this session. We'll keep my eye for a subscription. Hey. So Allison wants a discount. Yes, I do know that sometimes we have some discounts and some specials. I am not sure if we are running one now, but I'm going to make sure that the next time I heard about it, I will let the Facebook managers and administrators know so they will spread the word in the group. So just make sure you are following them. Is there any updates on the 1921 census? Will you have access to this? Is asking Tricia. Well, it's my understanding, Tricia, that the UK is considering releasing this a little bit early so companies can start working on it. But I have not heard anything more than that. I'm pretty sure that the moment that this is publicly available, we're going to make sure that we have it included in our collections. And as it will happen in any collection, any new collection that we added, we are going to run the record matches of your tree with this new collection, and hopefully we will be able to bring you the records up to you. Okay, I don't see any more questions. I will definitely, again, thank you all for not only the attention, but the interest and the invitation. I am recording this lecture, and I will make sure the Facebook administrators get the URL and will let you know where you can see it. Pretty much sure it's going to be in the Facebook group as well. So nothing further. My best wishes for you. Please stay indoor. Please stay safe. And you know what? This is the best time to do genealogy. So go ahead, give it a try, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everybody.